Hey everyone, it's the RC Groups podcast. We're starting out the way we always do. And hey, I just realized, I have this awesome Buddy RC hat on, which is prominently displayed on my screen. If you want me to wear your hat, send it to me. Well, that depends on who you. Now, I won't wear just any hat. It has to be RC related, and you need to be a supporter of the site.
Make America Great Again.
Yeah, I heard.
It can't be political. We're anti-political here.
Hey, also, if you want me to wear your coffee mug, I will do that on the air. I drink so much coffee, I might as well advertise it as I hold the mug up. And today,
yes,
I have the Bob Evans Rise and Shine mug. I just bought it for $4.99 at Bob Evans, my favorite place to eat.
Well, Bob Evans, chill you.
We've been the international harvester dealer for Sherman, Texas since 1965. I have my international mug. Yeah. Oh, look at the backside. What? Yeah. Graham International in Sherman, Texas. Be sure and drop by and tell them Jim T. Graham sent you. I'm sure you might get a free clutch or something.
Jim T. Graham, the world's largest and most active RC admin.
That's right. My brother would get a kick out of my dad started the dealership in 1965. I think if he isn't the first international harvester dealership, he's one of the first in the country. And I found out he mortgaged my grandpa's house to pay the money that it cost to do that. So I said, when I get a big deal, can I mortgage your house to get a kick off of my career? And he said, absolutely not.
That's some Dust Bowl stuff right there, man.
Yeah. And so as people are coming in live, my dad and his family were all Texas roughnecks, meaning they all worked in the oil fields of Texas. My dad and his grandpa and brothers and sisters and mother moved all over Texas to little oil towns. I remember as a kid, my grandpa and I would drive around. Well, I was 16 and he took me to this pump. It was like a pump station, I guess. And on the wall was this huge thing full of algorithms that involved pumping oil. And he said, Jimmy, I made that when I was 22 years old and it's still hanging on the same wall that I put it on when I finished it.
Oh, wow, so, man. Like pumping instructions type thing.
I was little I was 16, but I don't remember. But my dad bought that dealership in 65. It's over 50 years now that we've had the dealership. I went to Texas to celebrate the 50th year with my brother and presented him with a Colt Defender that had IH logo in the handles.
That's right.
And,
wow.
Yeah. So I said, everyone remain calm. I'm about to pull a gun out of my pocket. I was in front of all the people that have worked with us over the last 50 years.
You should have gone.
I told Brett I wanted to just shoot it in the air. But so anyway, it's my brother runs it and I'm on the board and it's a huge thing in our family. So that's the very short story of Graham International. So we're here today with Jason Cole, Jason Homeless Cole. Jason ain't got no workbench Cole. Jason can't review an airplane Cole. Jason can't cut his hair because he packed the Floby and he has to wear a hat.
Whoa.
I do have a haircut scheduled tomorrow with
Take
myself.
A breath.
But I'm over my sickness, guys. Sorry about last week. It happens.
I told Matt that I think I know where you caught that sickness. You have the family with 8 kids.
Yeah,
were you there?
That's exactly what happened.
Yep. See, Matt?
They had the flu. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But
anyway, yeah. So you mentioned last week that you didn't think I was in a kitchen or something. No, but this is my old hobby room.
It's very echoey now that there's no goodness.
Yeah, there's nothing on the walls.
Goodness to soak up those sound
waves. Airplanes are gone. I mean, I just got like some tools that I kind of want to have access to for repairs and moving and doing stuff. But
the drill press.
Yeah, the drill press. You never know when you're gonna need that.
I use the drill press all the time.
Yeah. So we're just making progress. I got great news today about our house, so we're looking good to move out in 2 weeks. So
awesome.
We're just doing those final details, getting the house ready to be out of it. So
Jason had a hang up on his house. They told him they were not going to include the bidet that he thought he was going to get. I guess you're getting the bidet.
It's important. You have to put your foot down on things. Like you have to take a stand sometimes and be a man and say, I want a bidet in my bathroom.
I knew a redneck that was
There's got to be some joke. With taking a stand on a bidet.
So
you can pop a squat.
Easy.
Yeah. You're gonna jack our rating up again.
We just went full potty humor.
Well, I have big news. They paved the road this morning. I didn't think there was going to be a podcast because the gas company came in my whole office. I was like, you know what's going to happen? You're just going to pass out and wake up dead.
You don't wake up.
Did you ever take the Christmas decorations off the porch, John?
Yeah, no, they undecorated it for me in January, just as it should be. And so they're going to be done today, I think. I think the street's going to be open in the morning.
But the mayor's gone, so what does that mean? I mean, how's it going to get finished now?
Yeah, the mayor of Nashville. Boy, we're totally off of RC. The mayor of Nashville got caught cheating with her boyfriend, the chief of police, and she gave him a raise. And they took, Jason, I found out they took trips on company money, on city money.
Yeah.
Man.
That's why she's now a felon and no longer the mayor of Nashville.
Well, get this. Here's how this can relate to RC. So they want to get more drones involved in Nashville and emergency services, including they've got property, a lot of property the city of Nashville owns that they want to kind of donate and use to make a multi-rotor and FPV facility.
What? It's awesome.
So they're trying to raise some money through one of the hobby shops in town that's kind of heading this up. They want to be able to use the money to provide the infrastructure and, shelters and pits and whatever. And they want to build a car track for FPV vehicles and things.
Who's they?
That would be the Vivid Aerial RC shop up north of town.
So not the city, but Vivid.
Well, they're
Aerial.
working with the city. The city's going to provide the land. It's going to be an AMA chartered field, but it's going to be catered to drones, racing, FPV flying airplanes.
They should do the RC car track for actual racing RC cars, and then they just happen to use it for FPV racing.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be for all that. They just want to make a multi-use, but they say that the airplane fields that we have in the city aren't really great for FPV flying because
it's true.
They're designed for fixed wing, designed for line of sight and all that stuff, and it just doesn't work great for FPV. So they want to create an FPV specific kind of field in Nashville, and I'm all for it. I'm not going to donate any money until I see it's actually happening. But I'll definitely will help out and pitch in and provide man hours to work and help set everything up and promote it and do all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. But with the new mayor, maybe things will be a little bit more drone friendly in Nashville.
I'm a big fan of Briley, and he's a great new mayor. I'll fess up. I have a review sitting here for a 1.3 versus 5.8. I've gone to the field twice, maybe 3 times, shot the video, didn't like it, doesn't represent what I want it to, so I haven't released it, but also winter got in the way. But a place like that would allow me to go down. By the way, Matt, guess what it did in Nashville this morning?
Holy cow. Did you believe that?
Yeah, we woke up and there was snow on the ground.
So what'd you do?
Nothing.
I said, oh my God.
I was playing guitar on the porch 3 days ago. I was in the Cadillac driving around town 1 or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, here's what has happened, and it's great for flying because the weather in general has gotten a whole lot warmer. The trees are blooming and the allergies are here. So I'm on the medicine.
Oh, God.
But that just means that flying season is here, guys. It's time to get out.
Not for me. Flying season's a good 3 weeks out. At least 3 weeks out. A month out at least.
Yeah, well, a month we can handle. It's getting there. We're close. You can feel it. You can start to get the tension inside. You got the itch. You got to scratch. Get out and fly. So it's coming.
There's a bidet for that.
Get excited, and you get a little too much pollen on you.
Hey, something. I'm gonna scoop a little dirt here. I'm not gonna name any names though. Something happened on the site. I forget. I don't even know how I got there, and maybe y'all don't care, but I thought it's kind of interesting. We had a guy whose username, through multiple years of checking out users, we're pretty good at figuring out if you're a multiple user or not, and if you're abusing the system in some way. And we had a guy who was, I don't want to use the word jacking around. We had a guy messing around with the classifieds, which is not cool in any way with me. And he was tracked down by the moderation team, and that guy contacted me and said, Jason, do you think I'm totally out of turn telling this story?
It's real. We're real people.
Yeah. So, I tend to be, well, people come to me and say, Jim, you got to do something. This is terrible. So, and that's what this guy did. And it's the writing on the wall. Like it was said, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, these user names were walking and quacking and pooping and flapping. And I mean, it just screamed multiple accounts. And this guy was so convincing in his emails to me that I went ahead and reopened his account. He said, I'm a new user, never been here before. I thought, you don't know for sure. You can't unless you're standing there over the guy's shoulder. Turned out this guy had 5 accounts. And then after I let him back in, he popped up on Flying Giants in that secondary troll account that I think he was using to work in the classifieds with in a not a good way. And he straight up lied to me. It's the first time a user straight up lied to me in probably 8 years.
Yeah. Man, it hurts. It hurts deep down, man. It hurts right here.
I laughed. I thought, oh man, he got me. But it's just a drag now because now it'll be really hard for me to trust anyone when it's walking and quacking and I think something's going on. Man. Crazy.
That is crazy. I don't like when that happens.
I'm reading the chat here, and Doug's talking about a bonfire that happened out at CFL. Remember the story about the paraglider, me flying Woody, and how the insurance stuff. So he says they got more to worry about now than Jason's paraglider. So apparently there was a crash and an ESC burnt up and caused a fire, which burned out quite a bit of land, he says.
Oh, Lord.
So it's, we talked about having fire extinguishers in your hobby shop, but it ain't bad to have one at the field either.
And while we're at it, I'm always blown away. Now, I got to admit, I don't think I do. I have one in my truck. I've been to so many shows and indoor events, indoor competitions where there wasn't a first aid kit to be seen.
Yeah.
And people more than I've seen it a lot of people just laying their hands open or digits or whatever face. I've seen a face laid open at a show.
So, I don't know if anybody remembers this. It may not be very popular anymore, but one of the most famous kind of funny, not really funny, it's a serious issue, but things that happened was to Brandon Chitty at a Memphis indoor flying event.
Talking about when he got
Lipo in his pocket.
Oh,
got lit up.
Wow.
You're talking in front of everybody in the crowd, smoking, dropping trowel.
Wow.
It's pretty funny.
Y'all remember that kid that got his lip cut open by either the quad or the little helicopter?
That was Seth.
That was him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brandon Chitty Lipo Fire. Now, I used to call him, I made up a name for Chitty, and he didn't like it. So he said, Jim, I'd be cool if you can quit talking about that. But I took a photo of him with his pants down, and his wallet kept it from burning his butt. Brandon Chitty. I'll look for it during the podcast, and if I find it, I'll port it over.
That was the early days. It does seem that Lipos have gotten, this was an ESC that caused they said down in CFL, but it really seems like Lipos have gotten safer over time. Back years ago when I worked at Hobby Lobby, early on, they could pop and clap and cause a problem, just sitting on a shelf, and nothing. And then there was one time we were like, you know what, we should do a safety video. Let's show a Lipo fire and so we can put it in slow motion. We had GoPros and all stuff around.
Couldn't get it to light up.
I went through like 50 batteries. I tried everything in the book, shorting them out, direct shorting, overcharging, stabbing it with a knife, shooting it with a gun. All of this stuff, I had a lot of smoke and zero flame out of 50 plus packs. I was so mad that I couldn't get my video done. But then I was like, you know what? This is good. Like, it should be hard to start a fire this way. So
anyway, we do that in the parking lot of a certain airfield? Was I with you that day? We did it on purpose.
Yeah, I did it out in the driveway, the entrance in front of Hobby Lobby, in front of the RC car track. Yeah.
So I don't know if this was before or after, but right when I started working for Hobby Lobby, right when lithium polymers came out, people were charging them all the time. And the vice president, Eric, was gone, and he had 3 chargers in his office, unattended charging. It was me and Randy. We're the only 2, maybe 1 salesman, maybe Max. And I look around. I'm like, what the heck was that? And then I hear just like that. Same. And I turned around and looked in Eric's office, and it was a 3-cell Lipo, and that was 2 of the cells puffed. and I grabbed it. What's that charger that will kill you? An A1?
FMA, was it?
An A1?
Oh, no, it was the Astroflight 109.
109. That's
Man, that's old school right there.
A109. I still have mine, by the way, because I felt weird selling it to anybody. But I grabbed that thing, that A109 with that battery hanging off of it, and ran through the office, and not knowing what might happen, just yelling, "Out of my way! Out of my way!" And I ran through the office, out the front door, threw it in the grass, and then that thing lit up like a Roman candle. It would have not been good had I had it in my hand.
So the owner was charging, and he left. He just did the old complacency, right?
No, it was people that worked for us just happened to keep their chargers in his office. It'd have burned the place down, I bet.
It would have. That's pretty scary stuff, man.
Okay, I have found the EAC coverage that I did in 2006.
Oh, Doug sent us the video
of what?
The Lipo fire.
Oh, I hate
I don't know if I can make it bigger. Well, yeah, I can't make it bigger, but it's pretty crazy. It looks like a full-on. Trying to see around my microphone. It's like a full-on brush fire, man. Lots of smoke.
Nice.
Wow. All right.
Anyway, what you got, Jim?
I'm just looking for this picture of Chitty with his pants down at the EAC event.
Chitty.
Oh my God.
I called him Fire Pants Chitty, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I called him for a while because his pants blew up.
Oh my.
As long as we're telling Lipo stories, I was in Florida with a Easy Star, and I didn't think there was FPV back then, but I did have a camera, so I was doing video beach footage, and I had a Lipo and an old JST connector, right? Now, what's the dual plastic pole that we used to run?
The Tamiya style?
You could plug it in backwards real easy. They were a little red. Anyway, I stuck my hand in
oh man, it's like right there on the tip of my tongue.
We sold the crap out of them, but they were dangerous.
Anderson.
No,
power pole.
No, I used power poles until just recently, but I stuck my hand in my pocket and I had my wedding ring on, and it grounded out on a Lipo.
Oh,
it melted a hole in the ring and burnt my hole around my finger was burnt.
Ooh.
And that's when I quit putting batteries. I leave the charging taps hanging out of my pockets now. I'll stick a battery in my pocket, but I won't stick any lead in my pocket.
Yeah. Just use one of those caps. Although those are like tire caps. You just take it off and you lose it.
You know what? I'd leave tire caps off of my tires at every chance I get. Maybe that's not cool.
Heck no, because dirt and grit gets in there, and then when you go to put some air in, you pull the thing off, and it just keeps going.
I know a lot of people that like to put a rock in your cap and then deflate your tires. So
nail in the cap too.
Hey, that EAC event in 2006, the same year that we had those Hooters girls. You remember that, Jason?
I do not. The Hooters girls.
Matt, I'm going to send you some photos.
They must not have been anything to write home about if Jason doesn't remember them.
Oh, were they at the competition giving out the prize money or whatever?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. I think I came in like 8th place on that. I didn't do good enough.
Okay, we're really reminiscing here. I don't know if anyone cares. Matt, you got anything to talk about this week, my friend?
Yeah. Got the new E-Flight Mall M7. You want to take a gander at it?
Oh, yes. I got a picture that Matt's going to really raise his eyebrow over.
We'll check it out in a minute. Checked out this beautiful airplane. I've always liked
it. I like it.
Yeah. Hold on,
It looked so familiar.
I look at you, Jim.
See, I'm like,
well, I'm talking about something and I'm not looking at something. And anyway. So yeah, this is a excellent looking aircraft from E-Flight. Just came out today, I think, the Mall M7. It's a 59-inch, 1.5 meter wingspan, short takeoff landing, comes with flaps, and yes, floats are included.
Oh, they're included with it. Wow, that's surprising.
They decided to step it up a notch, and because other companies are starting to include floats with stuff, you might as well jump on the old float bandwagon, right? Good looking plane. One of my favorite things is that it actually has a clear windshield, actual glass on it, not painted on, which seems to be a trend that I don't like. Let's take a look. let's take a look at how short takeoff the Mall actually is. You guys ready for this?
Barrel connector. That's right. Man, I tell you what, they got the colors right.
They did. Now what? Now watch this takeoff. The rollout is about, I don't know.
Look at this fancy, like Top Gear style editing.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm David Payne. Bring the noise, bring the pain.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a takeoff. That's a
it was a rocket launch. Put it on an Estes rocket pad.
Woo.
Good looking airplane, man.
It looks like fun.
It's got that very, very recognizable Mall vertical stabilizer on the back of it.
How much see the glider you can tow behind it?
I think it's $259. Look at that.
That makes you want an airplane.
Whoa. Okay, we got nav lights. You got landing lights. You got inverted rudder slip turns or whatever the hell that is. You got knife edge turns. You got it all. This is one fun looking airplane. Watch out, drag the wing. Yeah. I want to go fly there. Knife edge S turns. Dude, what is this? TOC? What do you guys think?
It's awesome.
I like it a lot. I think
who's the badass that's hovering it?
That's got to be David.
That's what I want to know.
That is Mr. David Payne. World famous from Chattanooga.
Watch out, everybody. Oh.
Bring the noise, bring the pain. Oh, wait, I forgot.
Bring the noise. No, that's is it? Am I deep throated?
Wait, what did you say? Are you what, Jim?
I had to try to delete that.
You can't delete it.
I'm not deleting anything.
This is one long video at 3 minutes. Talk about a short attention span theater. A 3-minute video, and I'm like,
Fly me to the moon.
No thanks, Jim.
Okay, I have a question. If I used me and the Hooter Girls as the lead image of this podcast,
there's nobody watching it that would be offended. So
you don't have to get more views.
I was going to take a vote in the live feed if I should use me and the Hooters Girls but I'm just going to do it because let's just see what happens. Maybe.
Here we go. Look at this guy fishing over here. Either he's like, Dad, now that I'm trying to catch crappie.
Quit chasing all the fish away.
Or is it crappie? What do you call it?
We call it crappie, but
crappie.
I'm sure.
I like crappie.
Catching some crawdaddies.
Catching some crawdaddies.
I used to go crawdad fishing as a small boy.
Look at this. Here we go. How? Okay, so whenever
got any tadpoles?
Whenever you got any tadpoles?
I never went tadpole fishing.
So I've come to a conclusion.
Yeah,
I think I should share this with you guys. That anytime a new float plane comes out, you can expect to see it in hordes at Joe Nall. So there'll probably be 10 balls flying. Yes. There will be 14. What's the other one that just come out? Oh, the one that should be out shortly, which is the Grand Tundra. Someone should put some floats on that. There's another one that just came out that has floats. What is it? Talk to me, guys.
My Cessna 150, but it didn't just come out.
Yeah, I need something that just came out here. Let's roll down a few here. 1, 2, 3. I don't see anything with floats. I'm looking through our recent. Anyway, okay, so it's going to be totally dominated by this new Mall. How about that?
The Kingfisher, maybe? The FMS plane?
I don't know what it was. I'm looking through the list now. I don't know. So there you go. It's the Mall. And do we want to talk about the whatchamacallit here, guys?
Say what?
The Theory W Team Edition?
I was going to ask you to bring it up.
You want me to pull it up?
I created a story on it so you can pull my story up.
Yeah, that's top.
I got your story.
I'm not a fan of black foam airplanes, though.
Oh, man. I like black foam airplanes.
They just melt and get too rubbery.
Yeah. That's because it was designed in Champaign, Illinois, where the temperature doesn't get over 80 degrees. Champagne. Yep. Here we go. You want to talk? You want me to?
I'll talk. Although, let's talk about the thing that I meant to do, except I got ran out of my office by the gas leak that occurred right before the show started.
Did you have beans for lunch?
No, they literally cut the gas light out in front of my house and put in a new one. And like I said, I thought I was going to wake up dead. So the question is, now I did this story the question is, what makes this different than the other Theory Type W? I know it has a custom edition scheme that's limited, by the way.
Black.
Now,
well, they've got better electronics in it.
Yeah.
Well,
so in my images, I put in, there's one image there that talks about some upgrades.
what is this?
Click on that, and then maybe we could scroll.
Oh,
through.
no.
Oh, what happened here, Jim? Did you use some wrong images?
We've got,
They're tiny.
it's not,
They're too
it's
small.
not cropping properly. We got another problem with image.
No. Look, these images are too small regardless. They're
I
smaller
think
than
you're
the.
right.
No, it's supposed to crop, not stretch.
No,
Right.
it always.
No, but it definitely broke it here. Hold on, I'm on it.
You got to put them in line. You got to put them next to each other.
No, even when you do it like that, it shouldn't skew the image like that. It should be zoomed in super tight and cropped all the way across the page.
But I'm gonna fix it.
All right.
Is it something that you did, or is it an upload problem?
We'll discuss later.
Yeah, people don't need to know about all.
So
I want to know.
Steve talked about some of the new goodies that were in this one, and I haven't even looked at it yet. So, anybody?
Well, it has the 5x5 nylon propeller. It has this might be the big difference. It has a retuned AS3X system, which increased cornering performance. You know, I'm always complaining. Did not complain about this airplane because I thought it went through a corner nicely, but evidently it'll be even nicer. Increased cornering performance and straight line handling. With the flip of a switch, you can disable the AS3X system for races that do not allow the use of stabilization systems. Maybe that's the big change, is that it's now hit refresh for a better image view. There you go. I got to throw in one more picture.
That's all good. Don't worry about it.
They have really upped the game in the wing racing scene. I mean, these guys I haven't been able to go in a while, so it's kind of getting behind. But man, they are getting really fast and really technical. And you got to have a wing that's capable of keeping up and turning super tight and staying reliable and stable and smooth. And
yep,
it's great how it's progressing so quickly.
And let me say this to everyone out there. If you're looking to get into FPV and you don't know what to do and you don't want to figure out how to smoke your $50 components, which I did as I figured out what to do, you can buy this bird right here, and it flies great. It's not big. It handles great. It has AS3X. The camera's great. The video transmitter's great. This is my number one suggestion for an FPV plane if you're already fly RC and you're looking for a way to get into it.
Well said.
I love it, and I will probably be fighting for it for the review, because I said in the beginning of the story, if I go to the field and I'm going to fly that day, this thing usually comes with me. Well, not this thing, but the other version.
Yeah. Well, it looks really nice. And $300 for a ready to fly race wing that should, if you're a good pilot, you can take this plane right out the box and win some races. So I think that's a great price to pay to have a race ready rig.
Wait, how much? $299?
Yeah.
Late next month. When was the mall coming out? Same time frame?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you were to buy a wing with AS3X, it's going to cost you, let's just say $200, $189. I don't know what a wing look like that, but then you got to add in the camera, which is a good camera, and then a video transmitter, and take that AS3X into consideration. So I think the money's in there.
You got variable power transmitter. That's really important, because I'm sure when it says variable power, I'm wondering if it goes up to, there you go. So 25, 200, and 600. Obviously, you can't swamp everybody at 600 on a race, so you can use 25 and 200, whatever the race calls for. Right. And then when you're flying by yourself and exploring your little area, you can just use all the 600 to your heart's desire. So that's good that it's a switchable.
That's awesome. I've never even flown a 600 on that one. I've only flown a 200. So
and it still worked well.
Oh yeah.
And every single FPV multi-rotor pilot out there has 4S 1300s, and that's all it powers on. So good.
And she will giddy up on that 4-cell.
Over 100 mile an hour.
I flew this a lot at our local field, but I also flew it a lot at the Nashville. Mm-hmm. And it's just, you don't have to think about it. You just have to charge your battery and stick it in, and that's it. And
there's any video out there of it flying.
Lots of inverted flying with me in this wing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're not going to hurt it. If you crash it, what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen.
I hope not. Let's see if YouTube has any video of this thing flying. So it's the Theory Type W Team Edition. Yep. Here we are. You ready to watch? Oh, I think we already watched. Oh, yeah. Look how. Okay, so this is really cool. And I'm going to share video once again. Present to everybody. Share. He launches this thing upside down and it flips itself back over. You guys want some music? Here we go.
I love it. Theory W.
Cats, boots and cats, boots and cats.
Too lost.
Touching my monkey.
All right, so look at that. Watch.
Nice. The torque roll launch. That's a new launch technique I've never seen.
Buddy.
That's pretty cool.
Who the heck are those people?
If you can't launch this thing and win a race, then you should fly, because that is the easiest launching thing. Whoa, that was a nice pass.
Wow.
Gratuitous quad follow video.
I'm still stuck on that launch. That's got to be one of the most creative launches I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah, we're going to watch that again in a sec.
And don't let this video fool you. These things will slow down and fly real easy.
Oh, of course.
You don't have to fly it crazy.
Dubstep.
And the canopy pops on and off super easy, and it stays on. The wings plug in and out if you needed to do that, but I don't know anyone on Earth.
See, and that was, I mean, look at that. That EPP, I mean, that obviously wasn't a hard hit, but it still was a boom, flat spin right into the ground, and just pick it up and fly it again.
EPP don't care. I'll bring you a couple of props. You might blow that prop off or crack it.
There's nothing like a good bunch of, look at that. There's nothing like some good crashing to show off how well something can withstand. Whoa. And everybody always poo-pooed on EPP. Jason, you were right up there poo-pooing all over EPP at some point, weren't you?
Boy, he hated it.
Yeah.
I love EPP.
You were all about the EPO.
A Lapior.
No, I think you're confused. I love EPP. EPP goes back to my roots of slope combat. It's good stuff. You just have to have it properly supported with carbon and stuff.
Okay, you ready? Here we go, Jason. Maybe not. Here, let's see. Yeah,
Is that meow mode?
Yeah.
Wildcat mode.
Look at that. It's so cool right there.
Yeah. He's like, I'll just throw it over here and go fly. Man, if I could fly in that desert location, all those mountains that you see in the distance would be within my grasp.
Nonchalant. You can have swagger when you launch, you know, and that's not very common.
Meow.
Nice.
Yeah, I like
well, a couple months. Looks like it won't. It might. Looks like it's not going to make Seth. Might make it Joe Nall. We might see him around at Joe Nall.
Yeah, there will be some at Joe Nall. There'll be their little team doing it, and all the old school guys will be like, I can't see that little tiny thing. Which FPV again? I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'm going to share this. I did a story on this maybe a couple of years ago.
Is that Pearl Cream?
What does this say? It's Instamorph. So that's an I and an M.
I remember you and your Instamorph phase. You were all about the old Instamorph.
So this predates 3D printing. And what you do is let me show you what it looks like in here.
Please tell me it's all dried out.
No, man. See, there's little pellets in there, white pellets. The black bags have coloring. So they sent me some black and red coloring if I wanted to color it. And what you do is you heat yourself up a pot, and then you drop those pellets in there, and then they melt. And then I did it today. I took a spoon and got them all together. And when you squeeze it out, all that hot water will come out. So you got to be careful. But my little pinky finger, I'm a gamer. And my pinky finger's I keep trying to grab the edge of the mouse with the pinky
and it raws your finger. I know the routine.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, man? I need a pinky finger holder on my mouse.
You made a pinky sleeve?
Yeah, so and then I was looking at $100 rats and rats nine. I was like, I'm not paying $130 for a mouse. This is almost good, so my hand lays here.
Look at that. You made a pinky shelf.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is put ridges in here, and I'm going to lift this thing up so that I'm not dragging it around. But it goes clear when it's hot, and you can form it. And then when it's halfway dry, I just took scissors and cut the shape I wanted. And then I just stuck it on the side, and it adhered itself. Now I guarantee I could pop this off right now if I wanted to, but it molded itself into the mouse, and it stays on there. And so the thing that I'm saying to you as a modeler is you could make almost anything with this as long as it doesn't get too hot. I think there's a 220 degree limit, and then it'll start melting again. But it's cool stuff.
I guess if you're in Arizona, your car could hit 220 inside.
I bet stuff in your car melts anyway.
That's good stuff, Jim. I can't believe you're actually still using that. I initially dismissed it as a joke, but then you started using it and molding stuff, and I'm like, well, that's a really good reason to use it. Is that little pinky holder? I know the pinky callus. I know it's like if you
use early 3D printing.
Yeah, it's like learning to play guitar to get all these calluses.
Well,
I get calluses from being a hardcore internet surfer too.
You know, I think about it. Why I have 4 fingers. Why does the mouse only have a place for 2? I could have 2 more buttons on there and have 4 buttons and have a place to put every digit and not be trying to move the mouse around with my pinky.
That sounds like a startup company right there.
It does. How does it not exist? It's crazy. It sort of exists. But there's no $40 mouse solution that's quality.
Correct. All right, let's see what else news we got going on.
I'm looking over here at the live chat. E-Powered RC is on. Steve Wattenberg, Futana Doug. Mark is on. Mark Dibble. Who's related to David Ribby?
Actually, he isn't really?
No, they're not. But their names look kind of similar to me, although they're not at all. Two Tango 2. I like it. Good name. Daniel Bollingjong. Sup? Oh, RT.
Sup? Did you say sup?
That's what he said. Live.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that was you. Dropping an old sup.
Well, I gotta think that winter is just about over.
I hope so.
Yep.
Like any minute.
So you guys know that once a month, we haven't done it in a while though because it's Cleveland, but usually once a month I teach a drone class at the local community college to law enforcement, teach them how to fly drones. And I live in Parma, Ohio, and we had the entire Parma, well, one entire class was all Parma police officers. And now this was fall of last year. They've already introduced the DJI Mavic into their crime scene investigation and stuff like that. And during traffic accidents, one of my friends who is motorcycle police, he keeps the Mavic in his side thing of his Harley. And he goes to traffic investigations and flies it and maps it all out and all that cool stuff. So he's using it every single time, like daily, but we haven't done it in a long time. So I got a class coming up, just letting you know, on Monday and Tuesday. Monday afternoon and all day Tuesday. And then that's it. So
it's good to know the police.
It really is. You get a FOP card if you're really friends with them. And I got one of those.
Matt, will you open up this? Paste this. This is a story Jason did. Jason's been doing some interesting stories. He's put his thinking cap on.
That's always good. All right, let's see what we got here. Present, share screen.
Present arms.
Now, have we discussed this on the podcast?
No, we have not. This is a good discussion topic.
Why don't you talk about your concept here, and then let's take a look at what some people have chosen.
It was just some good lighthearted fun, just to have some discussion. So it was, what plane would you want with you if you're on a deserted island? And we surmised that you had a hydroelectric power plant, so you could recharge batteries as much as you wanted. So, you know.
Yeah,
it's
you pretty much
lighthearted.
lined it up right here and said, this is all fake just for fun. And that should do it. Some people still didn't read, and they said, oh, power. But anyway, go ahead.
So I chose a snipe, my favorite DLG so far, just because it's interesting. It's always fun to fly. I can fly for hours. And an island setting, you might have some slope lift available. There's always thermals. It's smooth laminar airflow. It'd just be fun for me to. It's one of my favorite things is just soaring and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I picked that airplane.
And it would keep you somewhat in shape.
That's just true.
Already hydrates you.
Yeah. Here's the one I picked. Mystique.
The Mystique.
Yeah, I can spec that Mystique out well over 2,000 feet I've gotten before. And that would be my plane, because I just put it up there and forget about it. I mean, obviously don't forget about it, but you just put up there and fly for a good couple of hours. And you can lay down on the sand and look straight up at it. I love it.
True that.
Let's see what.
You know, man.
Get your hammock.
I've already said it, but I would, if I'm going to pretend like that's Florida, and that's right next to my room where I'm staying in Florida. If I were going to Florida, I would bring the Theory Type W because it could FPV and/or fly. But you know what would be awesome is if it had some internal lights, so that at night, because there's nothing cooler than flying on the beach at night.
Yeah,
to have a lit up one.
That is true.
I like the very first one by CF105 says, long enough range to get the message home to civilization. That was pretty good. Andy says he just wants a grove of balsa trees. A lot of good planes. This is really cool. Have you guys seen the aerobatics?
Yeah, dude. The LaFish is amazing.
Look at this thing. He launches it inverted right there. He's holding out. This guy's a really good, capable 3D pilot, it looks like, flying this thing. He's got it down. Look at that.
And he's flying at a place where he can actually go get his airplane.
Yeah.
I'm always blown away when they fly on like cliffs where you'll never get that airplane.
This is one of the reasons why I like slope. I mean, even 3D, you can most of the time get down close to you. This is like in your face, and it's safe. Like you don't have a giant gas prop, next to your face. But you could it's all right out in front of you. You're not struggling to see what you're doing, where it's going.
Is that an FPV camera on it, or just a little regular keychain camera?
He does put. They do keychain cans a lot, but it might be FPV. I'm not sure.
I love these turns. This reminds me literally of a fish in the water, in like on a reef.
I'm live on the RCGroups broadcast. Is there anything you'd like to say to all the users out there?
Who's this?
His mama. He's got his mama on the phone. Nobody can hear her though.
My mom says, "Okay."
Is she going to do the mortgage for the
I'll call you back later.
Mouse?
So anyway, the LaFish. If you've got a cliff, look at that. Whoa, did you see that? Did you guys see that tumble?
Yes, I'm telling you, sloping is the best.
How did this happen?
For the win.
Oh my gosh, his horizontal stab or his elevator is full deflection 90 degrees. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Now this is really good. He's an excellent pilot.
This is beginner level. Anybody can do this at a slope, though.
No, that's cool.
This is highly skilled, but it's so much fun.
We got a multiplex Fun Cub. We got a 60-inch Extreme Flight Laser or 74-inch Edge. Got the old Cox Hobbies Sky Rally Ultralight. That one made me look that up. We were talking about that in the last show. Somebody said, more of that fish, please. So we got more fish flying. It's me telling people to read the thing as I usually do. So this looks like a little blackjack type plane. What is that? A mountain model Firestorm. Someone wants a Drac or even the mini Drac. That's our FPV brethren there. One large enough to fly inside of it and get to land. All right. And a GWS Tiger Moth 400.
So Jim,
and what about the Amazon?
You're on the. You said the Theory. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, it's you know, I could, if I had to swim back, I could it would float.
Use it as a flotation device.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the airplane that that you could float back on. Maybe, or maybe the bathtub quad that you can fly home in, or at least fly, you know, 10 minutes and then crash in the ocean.
Looks like a nice little top flight Cessna there
Where is he? That's very lovely.
in his backyard. Something like that.
Hey, I want to remind everyone that the Hobby King Avios RCGroups Airplane Contest is still going. So I need you to go in there and participate and possibly win this airplane.
We've become trained to where you never say to somebody, "Win this airplane." It's enter for a possible chance to win something, maybe.
I'm always super careful, and I do see stuff that says "win blah blah," and I'm like, boy, that sure sounds like it's some sort of guarantee. You know?
Yeah, man. So if when I didn't win, I can consult my local lawyer, right? That's what they say. No, thank you. We give you just a chance, right? So what else we got going on in the RC world? I'm
cruising the website, just taking a look.
Right? Me too. Just kind of looking around here. What's going on? Looks like Jetty has some servos.
Have y'all seen the? Is it the P61 from
Black Widow?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out. You talk for a second.
Well, Dynam has been an advertiser with us for a long time, and they've been in the foam Warbird business for many, many years. They predate many of the well-known Warbird companies that are rolling around these days. And so we have a new company advertising called BitGo, and they are going to be carrying the P61 that Matt is hunting down.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of excitement about it. I had one reviewer write me and say I saw the ad and bought it immediately. So evidently this is kind of a desirable Warbird that people want. And I guess there's not a kit for every Warbird rolling around.
Oh, won't open image in news.
You've got a story on it. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a banner ad that goes to this. So this is actually a banner ad in the sidebar. That's how I saw it. And I think this thing just came out.
Yeah. Cool airplane. Everybody's liking it. It's very unique. I'm just not a big fan of that gigantic bulbous nose, but that's me.
I like the
little radar up there. Lady in the dark. It's a nice piece of nose art. Watch out. He's hit it.
She's stretching. She's getting
She is, and it looks like the cat's trying to hit her with the I don't know, flashlight.
Yeah.
Or
well, the reason I brought it up is I saw the ad because I uploaded it for Dynam, and then I saw it up in some threads.
Look at that. Good looking plane.
Mama. I saw one guy say that this would be his next FPV plane, and I was like,
Man, us FPV people, we are one track mind, aren't we? You look at an airplane and immediately say, props out of view, place for a center camera, I'm sold.
Also, place for rear camera. If you wanted to hit an A/B switch.
There you go.
Look at that.
That would be cool.
Maybe a bomb drop camera.
Yeah, you got to remove that this glass here, or the plastic. You can't see through it well. But yes, it would be nice to put a camera on this and run some sorties. Then all you need is a bottom-facing camera with some sort of crosshair in it, and then you could drop some Easter eggs filled with flour.
And make your feed only be in black and white.
Yeah. See, buy war bonds.
Dreamy. You know, when he said Warbird is a FPV plane, I was like, I've never thought of that. So, like, you could have a turreted Warbird and make the turret work and have your camera in the turret. That'd be pretty cool.
And there's nothing like setting up for a landing and flipping that switch to drop the gear while you're flying FPV, or just hoping that the gear's down.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I've seen so many videos where one leg like
right. There is no 3 greens when you're flying FPV. You got to visually inspect.
And I'm going to shoot you another link. Hey, I want to thank our podcast sponsor, Hobby King, at hobbyking.com, and I'm going to send a link to Matt on another Warbird to take a look at. I believe this is a Jason Cole story. That's strictly going off of memory here.
All righty, hold on a second here. Let me stop.
Which one?
Here. Let's see what you
Watcha,
got.
watcha,
Oh yeah, this
watcha,
little
watcha.
guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so screen share.
Isn't that
Once
special?
again, hold on a second. I need to present to everybody. That's my thing here.
The Hobby
Got it.
King Micro B25J Mitchell, Lady
Always-
Little.
Always loved a Mitchell, much more than the Liberty. But
Now, we saw these at Oshkosh. This is a smaller aircraft than a standard.
Liberator. I said Liberty. What is wrong with me? I meant Liberator.
Oh, my God.
I know. Anyway, good looking bird. Looks like it uses the same nacelles. This is very similar to the other one, right? But it's got a different nose on the front of it, I think.
I know that nose art because it's in my War Thunder game. Let's click on it and take a look.
You want to hear some guys speaking with a British accent?
Hobby King with the brand new H King Micro B25.
Oh, that's Australian.
Lady
Yeah,
Bird.
Australian, mate.
Now, being a micro, it's fantastic for flying indoors and also outdoors if the weather's really warm. The wingspan is 21.5 inches.
21, crikey!
The length is 1,700 inches, which is 400.
Well, that's a Bobby Dazzler.
It's finished in this fantastic.
Do you get that reference, Jason?
It's I've
They
heard
found
it.
that jewel on Oak Island, and the guy from England goes,
yes.
"Oh, that's a Bobby Dazzler."
It has an onboard-
I watched this show where they go off roading and the guy gets stuck and he goes, "That was a ripper."
Speaking of the rudder, that's operated through differential.
Does
thrust.
this thing have an onboard gyro?
No.
Alternative engines to give you full control. Just
It,
Look at
it
that.
does have stabilization.
Wait, it does?
It does have stabilization.
Oh my God, they've taken it up a notch. This literally, I mean, the way the front of it pops off is the same way as the Tower Hobbies one as well.
They took out the turret and put in a camera.
That's really sweet.
You're going to need a 1S Lipo, roughly around 250 milliamps.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, isn't that
On
Steve?
the box
Is that
of
that
the
guy's name?
You'll see it comes in two parts, the main wing and the fuselage. You simply plug it together, screw it in, and all you basically need to do is to find it to a DSM2 compatible transmitter. So
Orange.
guys, that's a fantastic micro H King B.
So they fly pretty well. I flew one for a little while, the other one, and it was as long as there's no wind, it does pretty well.
I'm Stephen from Hobby King. See you guys.
Yeah, that's Steven. I knew it.
So Jim just gave me an idea.
Talk
You
to
know,
us.
you were talking about the Curse of Oak Island guy that does all the metal detecting out there. Is there a way to do a FPV radio controlled metal detector vehicle that you could drive over the ground and then just sit and then just cover a lot of area without having to move? And then when you get hit, mark it.
Hold on a second. Keep talking. Keep talking.
You put an eagle tree in it, and then you map it in Google Maps, so it does its grid search. The metal detector would probably be 3 or 4 feet away from the actual unit itself, so it wouldn't
Because of the
detect
metal
itself.
in the thing, yeah.
We do carbon fiber as much as possible. The man who said Bobby Dazzler, the king of metal detection, his unit goes, I believe, 6 or 3 feet down. And so you get yourself a good unit like that.
Yeah.
That picks up non-ferrous.
Keith says they already have that. There's something out there like that.
Dang, man.
Just lost the ability to mortgage my dad's house to start that business.
I guess it's up to the 4-fingered mouse to take us to the next level. Here
All
comes
right,
Matt.
Matt's back.
No, of course, right when I need it, I can't find it. My son has a little toy metal detector truck,
Oh, really?
and it literally works well. It'll pick up the nails in the floor underneath all the floor tiles and stuff like that. It'll pick it up. So it's great. It's a good working metal detector. All you got to do is take that unit, stick it on the front of an RC truck, and drive. So yeah.
Yeah.
With an eagle tree system in it, so it would auto.
We should build that and then go help out the Civil War guys looking for their stuff.
I would love, I've found a lot of arrowheads and things like that, but I've never found a Civil War anything. And they're literally mini balls around my house because I've met neighbors who've dug them up in their gardens.
Yeah, there's got to be some stuff around Nashville, right? It was a historical site.
Musket balls.
When we were at Hobby Lobby, I think it was Steve or I forget, maybe it Mike, but somebody had not a mini ball, but the thing that looks like a bullet. And it was sitting on his desk. And I said, where'd you get that? And he said, I was sitting under a tree. This is how Nashville is, because they were battling all the time. He said he was sitting under a tree and he looked over and it was sitting right on the ground. He just picked it up.
Nice. We ended up, so there's a place in Savannah on Wilmington Island where there was a rope swing, and we would go and swing out on the rope swing. And when you were climbing back up the hill, we would unearth all of these rounds. And we were like, wow, we're finding these Civil War bullets, and they look like Civil War bullets. And so we kept them all, and I was telling everybody they were Civil War, and I looked at them, and someone's like, no, man, that's just a 45 round. So we were just playing all in this lead that people had used for target practice for 50 years. And we're like digging it all up and, look what I got, Civil War bullets. Nope, it was just your old Winchester rounds or whatever.
That's funny.
It was quite a letdown. So.
They kind of ruined that show, though, because they've already, like in the preview, they
wait, Oak Island?
Yeah, well, they have a spinoff now called The Curse of, what was it? The Curse of Civil War Gold.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
This whole series is the curse of never finding anything but keeping you in the seat of your pants.
So his theory is that they pushed off a wagon into the lake up in Michigan. And so that's their theory. And then they showed like, oh, we found a wagon or something. And I'm like, okay, they're gonna find something.
You know what I want that guy to follow me around in real life and be like, did Jim find the next big thing? Could this be the answer he's been looking for? No.
A bloody RC hat?
Jim's been in the bathroom for 30 minutes. Could this be the problem he's been trying to solve? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just went back to potty here.
That would be a great guy to have narrate like your life, right?
Like anything, yeah. I'm amazed that my wife watches that show with me. I'm like, we're just watching heavy machinery, babe. That's it. Hey, we had a contest in yesterday. It was the Bernoulli 3515 integrated motors by Inspired Flight, and the winner was
that one ended yesterday.
Yeah, that ended yesterday. The winner was Daniel K53164, and I have big news. That dude is yet to contact me, so his prize is still hanging on the line.
Oh man, there should be if you don't respond within X number of days, but we didn't do that before the contest, so I guess you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit right here while I'm talking to all my good friends on the internet, and I'm going to PM that guy.
We did a Flying Giants contest with the 3 winners from Booma RC. The main winner didn't contact me for almost a month. And I finally said, hey, do you want this thing or not? I mean, literally, I PM'd him and emailed him. And he said, oh, my God, I forgot I won. I'm like, yeah, be a real user.
For a second there, I thought I'd forgotten about contest we had. So I'm glad to know that wasn't recently.
I get those scares every once in a while too. I go, oh my gosh, is there a contest that ended? We have so many contests going on at one time. We forget when they end. I have to put reminders in Google
calendar alerts.
Yep.
I'm working on one right now, as a matter of fact. So I haven't got a message back, but I'm working on a new contest, which should be exciting.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we hit the hour right on the button.
That's it, y'all.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. We always want you to tell your friends and say, hey, you should check this out, or whatever it is you might do to share this thing. I need to drink some iced tea. I believe that the natural gas has gotten to me just a little bit.
Are you getting a little slurry, a
little wheezy? Oh, I had a party one time, and I had an Elvis impersonator named Rockin' Ronnie Romance, and he looked like Elvis in the last year. And Rockin' Ronnie was standing up against the wall, and he was
rocking.
He was wavering. He'd been drinking a lot of beer, and Angela said, "Jim, go help Rockin' Ronnie." And I said, "Hey, Rockin' Ronnie, do you need to sit down?" And he goes, "Oh, no, thank you, Jim. I'm a little tipsy." So
he really talked like that?
Oh yeah, man. He talked like Elvis 24/7. I used to put him in my Cadillac and take him down to Nashville where people would lose their ever loving minds. It's just unbelievable the reaction Rockin' Ronnie Romance got in his gold lame suit riding in a white Eldorado Cadillac. And he said, Jim, I don't want you to tell anyone this, but in a revelation on a Delta airline flight, it came to me that I was a reincarnated brother of Elvis Presley, and I'm just here on earth to spread Elvis's word. So
wow, you did it pretty well.
I love Rockin' Ronnie Romance, and I love Elvis.
Is it because he rocks back and forth when he's drunk? That's why you call him Rockin' Ronnie.
Rockin' Ronnie. Ronnie Romance.
We've now gone into Elvis impersonations.
You know what? Maybe next week y'all get to see it, but after the podcast is over, there is a car commercial with Rockin' Ronnie Romance in it. Maybe it's a weightlifting. Maybe it's an exercise equipment. I forget. Maybe he did both. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. That's what I do. I talk. I want to thank Jason Cole for joining us, even though he's just floating around in no land at all.
I'm literally Googling Rockin' Ronnie Romance. There he is.
Is he? Did you find it?
Insert Elvis Style by Rockin' Ronnie.
Let me look it up. We're at the end of the thing. We can do stupid stuff now. Rockin'.
He lands in a helicopter.
You got to share it with the people.
You ready? Is that him?
That is not Rockin' Ronnie.
That's not Rockin' Ronnie. It says Rockin' Ronnie.
Oh, that doesn't. Maybe Rockin' got skinny. Let's take a look. What year is this?
2009. Maybe there's more than one Rockin' Ronnie.
No, there can't be more than one Rockin' Ronnie Romance. Let's see.
And on that note, be like Top Gear. And on that disappointment.
Okay, wait. We're at the end of the thing. Well, you know what? I can't tell this story. It's not appropriate, but I'll tell it to the guys. It involves a Cowboy Lacage Club and me and Rockin' Ronnie realizing that all the women that he kept. I'll make it short. I took Elvis to a Cowboy Lacage is a do you guys know what Cowboy Lacage was?
Is that is that a bunny ranch?
No.
It's where guys dress up like girls and do show tunes.
Okay. Anyway.
Ooh,
Okay. So they opened the Cowboy Lacage in Nashville many years ago, and they were having auditions. And Rockin' Ronnie said, Jim, I might want to go to this audition. Now, Rockin' Ronnie had never heard of girls dressing or guys dressing like girls. He had no idea that it was cross-dressing. He just thought it was a new club and that maybe his act would fit in there. So I put on my big cowboy hat, got in my Cadillac, put Rockin' Ronnie in, and we drove to a hotel where they were having auditions. And Rockin' Ronnie went in and did that. He did a whole thing, a spectacle, and they were like, "Yes, you're in. Be there Friday night for the grand opening. You're going to be one of our top things." So I was doing music videos at the time, and I was going to be with Rockin'. I was going to take care of it, make sure he got there, make sure he did it, got on stage. But I was on a music video with somebody famous, I'm sure, and I couldn't be there. And I called him on the cell phone. Thank God we had those then. And I said, Rockin', I will be there as soon as possible, but you have to go yourself and get yourself on stage. I can't do it. And he goes, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I walk in as he's coming off stage, and he walks straight off the side, comes around, comes up the aisle and walks straight up to me and grabs me by the shoulders, which was not normal. And I'm going by memory here. He goes, hey, man, I went backstage and I got to tell you something. The man that hired me, well, he ain't no man. He's a woman. At least he looked like a woman. He was a woman tonight. And I was like, what am I going to do? I don't understand what's going on, Jim T. And he said, I just kept saying, they're professionals. I'm a professional. They're professionals. I'm a professional. He goes, I went on the stage and just gave it my all, man. I'm so confused.
This is confusing and serious.
Wow.
He said a little more, but I'm not going to bring it.
I'm sure he did.
That's hilarious.
So there's a sidebar story for you that the guys have never heard before.
And I thought I've heard them all from you.
No, there's many. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining the RC Groups podcast. Be sure to hang out on rcgroups.com where the stories just keep flowing. Feature articles, news, reviews, and contests. Like I say, I'm working on a pretty hopefully a killer contest. We'll see if I get an email back tonight that says, yes, let's do that, Jim. And you can find that up on the site. Jason Cole is getting ready to move. Mac Dunn is getting ready to be very multi-rotor FPV quadcopter aero photography involved. And I'm over here doing what I do. I have a whole list of things I need to do. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jason.
Yep.
Cool, guys. We'll see you next week.
Rock and roll romance.
Send us out on an Elvis.
I hear you, baby, mama, baby, mama, baby.
Oh, that was terrible.